Alright, hello and welcome everybody to the Season 6 finale here at the Extreme Forces Racing League. Ladies and gentlemen, we are running just a little bit behind here, so why don't we kick things off with our national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming,
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rule, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, practice has wrapped up. We are getting ready to go with some heat racing action here at South Boston Speedway for the final race of of the Season 6 here in the Falcon Graphix Extreme Racing, or Extreme Force. Wow, I can't talk tonight. Falcon Graphix Paved Mini Stock Series here on the Extreme Forces Racing League. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 6 cars with us tonight. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. These guys got their starting lineup here in the in the first heat by just a random luck draw, and that gives the number 64 of Hunter Wellman the pole position, as we see Dean Qualley, Logan McNitt in the background there. They've had a little bit of a friendly rivalry going on this entire season here, but Hunter Wellman on pole position. Larson Parker, he had arm surgery yesterday, and this man's such a trooper. He is out there. He just beat us in the Legends Series. Now he is out here determined to show that he is no wuss, even though he has hopped up on all kinds of pain medication, and do it again here in the Mini Stock Series. Starting second row inside, we haven't seen this fella in a little bit. He decided to take a little bit of a break, but with that, is that a Bucky's paint scheme I see with that 666 machine? Justin Walbring in that 666 car. On the outside, bringing that choo-choo train up with the Thomas the Tank Engine paint scheme, Logan McNitt in that number 60 car. Inside of row number 3, we see Dean Qualley in that 17 Strange Brew racing car with Matt Moreau starting outside of him. Green flag is in the air here. 8 laps to race their way and set their starting position for the 75-lap feature here at South Boston Speedway. Larson Parker powering around Hunter Wellman on the outside. Larson driving one-handed right now. Like I said, his arm surgery yesterday. Not able to use that arm at all. In fact, during the Legends race, if he wanted to talk, he had to pretty much bring that car to a stop because the talk button was on the wrong side of the wheel or on his keyboard. He could not use it while he was driving. But Hunter not quite willing to let that 18 car drive off into the distance here. Look at this though, that 666 car, Justin Walbring looking to make some noise here. Ahead of that 17 car. 5 laps to go. Justin's looking to get himself a good starting position just ahead of that 17 machine. Logan McNitt falling behind a little bit. So is Matt Moreau, as we see that car all kinds of yawed out sideways. 4 laps to go halfway through this heat race. Hunter Wellman still bringing the heat to Larson Parker in that 18 car. Hunter looking a little bit low. Larson floating wide. Hunter, ooh! Had to look to the inside. That back end stepped out on him. 2 laps to go at the line this time by here as they work their way through 3 and 4. Larson Parker still holding on to that keystone position there, pole position if he finishes where he is at for our feature race. Hunter Wellman still fighting hard behind him, but that gap is opening up. There's about a car length and a half now between the two of them. Justin Walbring, mirrorful of that 17 car, Dean Qualley. Dean not going to push things too hard here as we take a white flag at the line this time by. Dean's known for saving equipment here, but he's got a peek to the inside of that 666 car. Thinks better if it comes back in line here, as you see these cars getting all kinds of sideways, especially on corner entry. But Larson Parker's going to hold off the charge from Hunter Wellman. Parker first, Wellman second, Walbring holding on to third over Dean Qualley, Logan McNitt, then Matt Moreau will round out our field here. Now we are getting ready to go for 75 laps of green flag racing. Ladies and gentlemen, you might be asking about the point standings. We'll get to that here in just a moment once they take the green flag, but hey, we got to take our starting lineup here. Larson Parker won heat race number 1 and only one. Starting pole position outside of him, Hunter Wellman was trying to bring the heat in that 64 car. Had to settle for a second place finish after Larson Parker put on that show. Justin Walbring doing an amazing job in that fresh paint car there in that 666 machine with Dean Qualley in that 17 Ford Mustang outside as we see Hunter Wellman getting into the... he must have forgotten what gear he was in there, I'll say. Logan McNitt bringing up the inside of row 3 with Matt Moreau starting outside of him in dead last. Dead last not being that much of a disadvantage here with only 6 cars. The Sweet Dean and Logan getting together, rubbing fenders, trading paint before the green flag even flies here. But ladies and gentlemen, this race is not for points. The standings are so spread apart here in the mini stock series that it doesn't really matter where these drivers finish in tonight's race. Larson Parker wrapped up the championship a couple of weeks ago. Dean Qualley put a stamp on second place in the points. Matt Moreau will hold third over Mick Olofsson. Austin Strang, who's not in the field tonight, will finish 5th. Then you have Logan McNitt, Justin Walbring, Hunter Wellman in bringing up the rest of the points as the green flag flies. Parker with a good start on the green there, but Hunter Wellman giving him a little bit of a bump going into turn 1. Still there on that back bumper, trying to move that 18 car up the track a little bit. Parker doing a good job holding that car down in front of that 64 machine. We know that 18 driver, he is fast, but if this were real life, I don't know if he would be medically cleared to drive with the pain medications he is taking right now after surgery yesterday. Hunter Wellman getting a little bit sideways. They're fighting that car, trying to stay on the back bumper of that 18 car, but that's going to allow the 666 here, Justin Walbring, who's got a little bit of a gap to quality behind him. Kind of spread out right now. Why don't we see if we can bring in our second place runner into our broadcast booth? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if they are talking right now, but we're going to take a chance here and hopefully they stay clean. Hunter, how's it going out there?
Hey. It's going pretty chaotic.
Well, you had a good restart there, or initial start. You brought the heat to that 18 car for a couple laps. Now he's kind of opening that gap. We did see you get sideways. How hard are you driving to try to keep that 18 on your front bumper?
I am wreckers or checkers at the moment. I was at his bumper from the race start until I overdrove it.
Well, we know that he is driving with one hand right now. He's driving on pain medication, which probably makes them over the limit, as it were, for safe driving. But what's the game plan going forward to try to reel that 18 car in?
Force Larson to make a mistake.
Well, you know what? There's... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, if I can bring the pressure to him for long enough, I know I can try to get him into some kind of scenario. I almost got him, but then I overdrove it myself. He gave me about half a lane that I could have used with the apron.
Well, we are 10 laps into it at the line this time by. You got a 65 lap run here to try to put pressure on that 18 car, and we saw it in the Legends Series race here just a few moments ago where he did tire out a little bit, so maybe you can use that to your advantage.
Well, I sure hope so.
Well, Hunter, thank you for joining in my booth, or in the booth here with me. I'll let you go back, and yeah, good luck to you.
All right, well, thank you very much.
And already we can see that gap starting to close a little bit towards that 18 car between him and the 64. But Justin Walbring here also doing an admirable job keeping that 17 machine behind him. We know Dean is a quick driver. Dean's had to shake up the strategy this season, though. Last season he won the championship based on tire strategy. But with Parker at the front of the field driving away from everyone, Dean hasn't been able to rely. As we look him peek to the inside, things better, but Walbring doing a good job of slamming that door on that 17 car. Not quite. Oh, Dean able to hold on, but Walbring running him down the track a little bit. That's going to make Dean have to back off. That 17 car all kinds of squirrely. Walbring doing a great job here 14 laps into the race, holding on to third place over Dean Qualley. And like I was saying there, Dean won a championship based on tire strategy last year. We found out that Strange Brew Racing crew, they are really good at saving tire. Not able to hold on to that strategy this season. Larson, Parker, and the cars around him, they have caught on to that. They have forced the hand as we see him dive to the inside of the 666 into turn 1. Big twitch from that 17 coming through the corner and all the way off the corner. Going to allow Walbring to hold on. These cars seem to be right on that edge of control. Back at the back of the pack here, Matt Moreau, Logan McNitt. Matt in 5th, Logan in 6th. Still fighting it out here, trying to figure out what's going on. Matt Moreau in that Dodge Avenger number 38 car. He's had a few good runs, but today, not his strongest showing. He is currently in 5th place. Several seconds behind our lead group. In fact, he is 7 seconds behind 4th place Dean Qualley. Logan looking to the outside around that 38. Logan is definitely looking like he is a little bit faster than that 38 car, but the really difficult as we see him give a little bit of a bump. Contact there. Almost turns that 30, and they go around. No caution yet, and there is the caution flag. simply because the leaders were coming around here. Let's take a quick look at our instant replay here. We see McNitt, he looked like he was getting tired of being behind that 38 car, gave him a little bit of a chrome horn, and then got into that left rear corner. That 38 started to turn around. 38 did a good job trying to collect that, got into the back bumper of the 60 and turned them both into the outside wall. Ooh, kind of missed that in the broadcast, but the 666 trying to find a way around ended up getting the outside wall just a little bit. But this restart's going to shake things up at the front of the pack. That's going to put McNitt and Moreau both a lap down. The leaders had gone around them before the caution to come out. Or before they got going anyways. The caution to come out at that point, but the leaders had gone around them. Larson Parker on the point here with Hunter Wellman going to be restarting outside of him. Walbring still holding on to third. That contact with the outside wall should have been light enough that he shouldn't have any damage from that contact with wall. Then we got Dean Qualley in fourth. So we see these two continuing their beef here a little bit. Grubbin fenders on the other side this time. Dean on the outside, McNitt on the inside. And Matt Moreau in 6th place here. These cars starting to double file back up here, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Should be one to go at the line here, and yes, it does appear the lights went off on the pace car. Dean Qualley kind of holding back as he is still continuing that little bit of a bumper battle with that 60 car. These two guys, they better be careful. They'll beat those fenders right in. This is the last race of the season, boys. I know you got a lot of time to get those cars back up and running, but we still got about 50 laps of racing to go here. Green flag back in the air. Hunter doing a good job trying to keep that 18 inside of him, but Walbring to the inside. Ooh, 64 into the wall. That is going to allow Walbring to get around Hunter Wellman. Dean Qualley looking to follow him through. Walbring up to second, Qualley to third. We got a lap car of Logan McNitt looking to try to take advantage of that 64 car strung out to dry on the outside line. Wellman finds a gap, but slides up a little bit. That's going to let the it gets back into the wall. That 60 car is going to look to the inside, a lap down. Still fighting for position though. He's got that 38 car right behind him. We know that 60 car's got a little bit of speed though. Let's see if Walbring's got anything for our leader. No, he does not. That little bit of jumping around has allowed Parker to get out to a 9/10 of a second, almost a full second lead here over second place Justin Walbring. Walbring's got a mirrorful though. Dean Qualley, Hunter Wellman still right behind him, picking up where they left off before that yellow flag came out. Ooh, Hunter dove it to the inside, trying to get position on that 17. Got all kinds of squirrely, but that little bit of a move got into the 17's mirror, made Dean back off a little bit to try to avoid contact, giving Walbring a little bit of breathing room. But ladies and gentlemen, this fighting right here is allowing Parker to drive away from him. 1.2 seconds ahead at this point, 31 laps into this race. Wellman's fallen back off Qualley a little bit. In fact, he's fallen into the clutches of Logan McNitt and Matt Moreau. Dean still fighting hard, trying to take second place away from that 666 car. Now, you talked to Justin. We've interviewed him before on the channel. And Justin is admittedly a driver who far prefers the dirt surfaces over. As Qualley gets into the corner, the second through fourth place cars all involved in that wreck. Caution flag is out. Let's take a look at that replay. Qualley looked to the inside. just had not had the room to come up. Got into the left rear corner of Walbring, turning him around, and then Wellman just had absolutely nowhere to go. Ooh, we got our race leader, Larson Parker, on pit road. Now, he did say he wasn't sure if he was going to make the entire race. Let's see if he's just taking some repair, if he is actually pulling off. He's going for tires, ladies and gentlemen. So while this is going to shake things up, Larson Parker coming off pit road. Now Dean Qualley pulling down pit road. Hunter Wellman, the only car of our lead lap cars here, not coming down pit road. You see Logan McNitt, Matt Moreau ahead of him. They are a lap down, but they are taking the advantage here, being ahead of our leaders to get their lap back on the wave around. The advantage or disadvantage is they do not have the option of pitting. Now, we are going to see just how important fresh tires are versus the worn tires of that 64 car. One lap, two green here. Wellman starting pole position with Larson Parker outside of him in second. Qualley's going to restart third with Logan McNitt, Matt Moreau, and Walbring bringing up the back of this pack here. Going to see the difference between fresh and old tires right here as they come off the line. Green flag back in the air. Parker on that outside line with a good start. Wellman holding on fairly strong on the inside, though. See if Parker can power around on the outside, and he does. Wellman just about there on the entry into turn 3, going to have to fall back into second. Parker putting on a show here, saying that one arm or two, I can wheel the living heck out of these cars. Pulling out to a lead over Hunter Wellman. Dean Qualley coming in on the back bumper of that 64 car. Logan McNitt, Matt Moreau both back on the lead lap, but just a little ways behind as part of that. They're going to need another caution here. So we got Walbring coming back into pits. Unfortunately, looks like he is going to be calling it a night. Side by side for second place here. Qualley on the inside of Wellman trying to take that second spot away. Does so handily through 3 and 4. Wellman not able to fight back coming into turn 1. Just over halfway through this race here, Parker has put on the kind of show that we expect that we've come to expect from that 18 car, even considering the disadvantage he is placed at today. Now they have kind of strung themselves out here. Larson Parker out to a just about 1 second lead over Dean Qualley. Qualley's got about a second back to Wellman. Wellman's got a nice cushion behind him. About 5.5 seconds back to McNitt. But McNitt's got the closest battle going on right now. Matt Moreau's not that far behind him. These two are running fairly closely similar lap times. About a tenth or so of a second apart at the line every time. But right now, the fastest car on the track is our race leader, Larson Parker, up there in that 18 machine. I honestly don't know what it would take to slow this guy down if he is there, hopped up on pain medication, driving with one arm, and still outperforming everyone like this. Like, I think we need to pull that 18 car into tech lane at the end of this race here. Pull that thing part for part apart. And just see what he's running in that thing, because my God, is he fast. In fact, that last time at the line, Dean Qualley, the only one matching him for a lap time. Larson Parker is 16.76. Dean Qualley is 16.8 flat. But that gap still opening up ever so slowly between first and second. Dean Qualley now 1.2 seconds behind Larson Parker. He just is able to see. In fact, why do we not hop on board with our second place contender? You can see the race leader just ahead of him. But Dean not quite able to get that car to rotate through the corners as quick. Not able to get that run off the corner. That gap is stabilizing though, ever so slightly. Ooh, you heard a big lift from the 17 there and a big slide. You see his hands go to the right there to counter steer that race car. He's working that race car for everything it has to try to catch up to this man right here. And that gap now 1.7 seconds. Everything Dean is trying not working the way they want it to. At the back of the pack, these two are still the tightest. Logan McNitt, Matt Moreau. Still about 7/10 of a second between the two of them. But currently on the lead lap, although unsure for how long. They're only a few seconds ahead of our race leader as he comes across the line right there. 20 laps to go in this race. Gap back to Qualley now, over 2 seconds. Dean overdriving that car, but he's got a 2.4 second gap back to Hunter Wellman. Ladies and gentlemen, our top three spread right out. It is not even much of a race. These guys are just doing practice laps at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't we see if we can dial up the driver of that 38 car here. See if we can pull him into the booth. Matt Moreau, do you hear me? Copy Matt. Do you hear me, Matt?
You.
Matt, I pulled you over here onto the broadcast. I got you here on the radio, so you are live with us right now. Right now, you and McNitt, you guys got kind of the closest battle going on the track. What's the game plan going forward here for these last 15 laps?
Pedal to the metal, and I want to get by at 60. We've been battling all race long. A lot of tingling, but we've been battling all race long.
Yeah, the two of you did have a little bit of an incident so far. Pulled out our only caution this race so far. But you guys, you're very consistent, kind of trading fastest laps as you go across the line every time here. That time Logan about half a tenth of a second faster than you, but the time before you were a couple of tenths or a couple of hundredths faster. So what's it going to take to try to reel that 60 car in? What do you think?
Consistency. Trying to keep a consistent lap even though the tires are fading. It feels like I'm not really gaining anything on him, but we're just close. So.
Well, Matt, you know what? You've been running a pretty solid race so far. You got your lap back there thanks to that caution with Walbring. And hopefully you can catch up that 60 car and get around him.
We'll see. It'll be a tight battle. I know we're like almost 10 laps to go. So, it'll be fun.
Time is wrapping up here.
Oh, the car got tight!
Ooh, yeah, we saw that big push from the 38 right there, but we'll let you get back to concentrating, Matt, and good luck going forward here in these last 10 laps.
Okay, alright, thank you.
Alright, you heard it right there from Larson, or from Matt Moreau in that 38 machine. He is currently trailing that 60 car ever so slightly. Like I said, when I was talking with them, they are trading lap times back and forth. Just not able to close the gap or maintain that gap. Or they are maintaining the gap, really. But right here, that gap that's not being maintained, right here between first and second, Larson Parker now 4.3 seconds ahead of Dean Qualley. Qualley 5.2 ahead of Wellman. Wellman's got 5.2 ahead of McNitt. Like I said, right now these guys are pretty much doing practice laps. If you see the 64 get a little sideways, 8 laps to go here. The only thing that's going to change much is a late race caution at this point. But we see right now Larson Parker is catching up to that 38 machine that we were just speaking with Matt Moreau there to put him a lap back down. 6 laps to go. Parker doesn't have to push overly hard. He's got a 5-second cushion back to quality. If Matt wants to force the issue here, he can. And Parker's a smart enough driver that he will not force anything that it has to be forced until it actually absolutely has to be forced. With a 5-point second lead, he can find the right time to get around that 38 car safely. We look, as I say that, he dives to the inside of the 38, sneaks around him, puts him a lap down here. 4 laps to go here. Larson Parker out to a handy lead, 5.5 seconds, and that gap is consistently growing. Larson, the only driver down in the 16-second range, 16.96 the last time at the line. Everyone else running lap times over 17. As we come out of turn 4, 2 laps to go. He is about to put that 60 car a lap down. Logan not able to stay down to the bottom as tight as Parker is. Parker looking to put that 60 car back a lap down. Does so. Hanley coming off turn 4. White flag is in the air. Now we only have 3 cars left on the lead lap here. Dean Qualley, as we see him take the white flag there at the line, and Hunter Wellman coming off turn number 4 now. Checkered flag, however, is in the air for race winner and champion Larson Parker in that 18 car. Dean Qualley coming sideways off turn 4 will hold on a second. Then we got Hunter Wellman trying the Hail Melon. Hunter, I don't think that's going to help you for 1, and 2, that is illegal. But Hunter will win or finish in 3rd. Logan McNitt holding on to 4th, and 5th is Matt Moreau. Justin Walbring not finishing tonight's race, unfortunately, after a very strong start. Will finish 6th as we see Hunter Wellman come sliding in from nowhere. Hunter, you're supposed to be lining up for your podium picture. I'm not sure what that 64 car is doing right now, but I'm going to guess that we might want to pull that car into tech lane 2, because the way he's trying to destroy that car, there must be something illegal about it. Didn't work for him tonight, but there must be something off with it. Oh well, why don't we start with our 3rd place finisher, because you know what, these guys, they never even left the waiting room. So let's bring in our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Hunter Wellman, in that 64 car. Hunter, you kind of brought the battle early on to Larson. You weren't able to hold on to it. Dean kind of powered around you. Then what happened? Just worn out tires or what?
So yeah, I made the mistake of trying to stay out on old tires. I thought there would be another caution because there was so much race left to go. But we did good. We kept it pretty clean, which hurt me. So, you know, this will be the last race in the mini stocks. We will not be having this next season. So I kind of tried drifting it for a while there.
Well, and we saw you pull the Hail Melon on the final corner, but for that to be effective, cars got to be a little bit closer to you.
Yeah, I think I might need a little more horsepower for this to work too.
Probably would be helpful.
Hold on. There we go. I was able to get it going pretty good in practice. Now me and Dean are kind of in a tandem.
Well, Hunter, you know what? You finished third here tonight, and you are another driver. You know, we had Justin Walbring hop back in for the final race. We haven't seen him in a while, but he is one of those guys who straight up prefers dirt, and you're one of those guys as well. But third place on an asphalt race, definitely not bad.
Yeah, I would have liked better. I used up too much of my tire at the beginning trying to take the lead, and not pitting really hurt me. So I'll definitely take third place.
Well, you know what?
Especially when I wrecked here last place last season.
You definitely put on a great show out there for that first few laps, so we can't fault that. I'm sure you got a few names on that car you want to give a thank to, though, for helping you out this season.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for broadcasting, Dean and Mick for putting on the show every night, RJB Automotive, RJB Automotive, KRS Clothing, Counter Range and Supply, Hairstyles with John, Steel City Synthetics, Misfit Creations. I don't know if you're watching the track still or not.
Oh,
But-
this is still live.
Okay, just making sure. It's pretty chaotic out here. Disabled American Veterans, Amsoil, Mom and Dad for watching at home, if I haven't gotten them already. And a huge thank you again for broadcasting and helping me with broadcasting.
Well, Hunter, I can't wait to see what goes on next season there. We got you lined up to do the broadcasting for our upcoming Wednesday evening 87 series. Can't wait to watch the broadcast back from those.
Well, thank you very much. I can't wait.
All right, well, congratulations on third place in the final race of the Mini Stock Series. You definitely earned it after taking a bit of a ballsy strategy.
And I wish I could say my ballsy strategies would pay off, but I'm like 0 for 30. So I'll still take a podium finish after screwing up again.
All right, Hunter, congratulations once again.
Alright, thank you very much.
All right, well, let's pull in that driver of that number 17 car. Came up a little bit short again tonight here against that 18 driver, but he managed a second place in the standings. Mr. Dean Qualley. Dean, are you there?
How's it going, Tom?
Well, you know what? We've been watching this. I don't even know if we got much of a podium picture here because you guys went straight into the Demolition Derby.
Oh yeah, for sure. Year-end celebration.
Well, we don't have to worry about bringing these cars back next season, so if you guys want to destroy them, I guess that's all right.
Yep, that's right. And if we do bring them back, the Strange Brew team will they'll build new ones.
Absolutely, and you know what? You're one of the cars that pitted under that last caution. We saw Larson pit as well. I thought that was kind of a brave strategy, but then everyone except Hunter kind of followed him in, so that ended up working out in your favor. What else did you need to catch up to that 18 car, though? Because we know he's pretty handicapped at the moment.
10 minutes of optional repaired.
Well, that probably doesn't help any when you got, you know, a choo-choo train after you.
Oh yeah, no, it was just when I was involved with that incident there. That's why I pitted actually, and then I decided to take right side tires. But yeah, there was 10 minutes of optional.
Well, that would definitely slow it down, and like I said, we know that 18 car is driving with a handicap, but I think, I said it in my interview in the Legends race, I think we need to up the dosage just a little bit to slow him down a little bit more.
Oh yeah, no, we'll see what he has for next season. I mean, hopefully we get some bigger fields and we can give him some competition.
Well, next season with the second race of the Tuesday night series, we are bringing back a fan and driver favorite, the Dirt Street Stocks. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what goes on with that and how many drivers we can pull out for that.
Yep, Larson will be driving in there, so don't let him fool you though. I know he's got some dirt experience under him, so I'm gonna assume he's gonna be quick there too.
Well, everything I've seen that guy get into, he's been insanely quick. It's been a matter of trying to figure out what to do to slow him down so everyone else has a chance.
Oh yeah, no, he's quick. I wish I wouldn't have had the damage. I might have been able to contend with him, but with that damage. I sure felt it about 5 laps in. The car was giving out. So
Well, that is unfortunate, but you know what? You've had a solid team behind you this entire season here. Strange Brew Racing has backed that 17 car all the way through, fixing that car every time after you and that 60 car get together. I'm sure you got a few other names on that team that you want to give a shout out to and thank for helping you out this season.
yep. But before I get to the sponsors, I'd like to thank you, Tom, first of all, for broadcasting. All these guys that race. Larson on his championship and dominating both series. And then Mick Olofsson, of course, for broadcasting the Legend Series, and also for Hunter stepping up. That was very much appreciated by Hunter. And now on to the sponsors. Yeah, the boys at the Strange Brew Shop. I know I'll definitely owe them a few beers tonight. This car is tore up, and it's going to be fun to load onto the trailer, so maybe I'll feed them a case or two before they try to load it. But we'll give Strange Brew Racing, the shop boys, a shout out. My old man, he's watching. Falcon Graphix, All the Dirt, True Bauer, and excited for next season. With the Legends coming back, that'll be a good show. I believe we have a couple new drivers coming into there, and the Dirt Street Stocks. And then I do want to say the Strange Brew Racing shop is going to be very busy with fielding 2 teams here in the Xfinity Series. So looking forward to that. I'll be back racing behind a little change of number, though. I was approached mid-season if I would give up my number for a guy that used to race with us back in the day, and under the circumstances, I said yep. So for the Xfinity Series, I'm going to be not the 17, but I'll be the number 69 for next season.
Absolutely, and you already kind of touched base in most of our series here coming up in season 7, but you missed a couple. We got the 87s on Wednesday, and the dirt cars will be returning. I don't know if I've heard the full format for the dirt cars on Thursday though.
Yep, no, that's still up. I believe Mick will be putting up polls on what people want to race for the following season, and then yeah, the 87s. I'm gonna try and make a couple races, but from what I've heard, that's gonna be a great series. And if anybody's interested in joining, to get a hold of me, Tom, Mick, and we can get you into the series for sure.
Absolutely, we are definitely looking for more drivers for that 87 series. I think we got a couple of spots open in the Dirt Street Stocks and possibly the Legends for Tuesdays, but I think we're fairly full up on the Xfinity for Mondays nights next season.
Yeah, Xfinity is going to be a big field. Yep. The dirt cars, the dirt streets, I think we're sitting fairly well. And yeah, if anybody knows of any Legends drivers wanting to join or 87s, let us know.
For sure, like Dean said, we're always looking for good, clean, fun drivers. Come on out, like you said, contact myself, Dean, or Mick, and we'll more than happily get you lined up here. So, Dean, congratulations, second place tonight, second in the championship here in the mini stocks. But I think we got to go on to our overall winner here tonight now.
Yep, you bring him in on it.
I won't even kick you out for this one, because as league owner, I think we need to both give this fella here a shout out. Larson Parker not only winning tonight's race, but he's a nice little bow tie on that championship.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that.
And driving handicap tonight. You had arm surgery yesterday, driving one-armed on pain medication and still not even showing it here tonight after 75 laps.
I'm not sure if it looked like I wasn't showing it, but I felt like I was showing it a little bit. I don't feel like I was on my A game or my lines weren't as good, but I'm just happy to actually be able to race, and I didn't think I would be able to.
Well, I know in the Legends race we were able to kind of keep tabs on you, but not tonight here in the mini stocks. You drove away to a 9.8 second, or sorry, I believe a 6.3 second gap over Dean coming to the line at the checkered flag. So I don't know if it wasn't showing.
Yeah, it's kind of like muscle memory. turned a lot of laps here in South Boston in super late models and legend cars, but I knew it was going to be a good race when I started turning some practice laps and it didn't feel too uncomfortable on me or my elbow, so luckily I was able to get out here and have a good night.
Well, and have a good night. You did. You powered around Hunter on that initial start on the outside line. Had to do it a couple of times after that, but once you got that lead, you really didn't look back.
Yeah, that's always what I usually try to do, but I'm just glad I was able to get it done tonight, especially with the surgery yesterday and and all the little bit of pain coming into today.
Well, Larson, I'm sure our league owner and main admin here, Mr. Dean Qualley's got a couple of words he wants to share with you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, Larson, just wanted to congratulate you on your championship tonight. Well, actually, both championships, and as a league owner and the owner of SBR, just again congratulate you. Congrats on dominating the season, and hopefully we can contend next season and give you a battle.
Thank you.
And Larson, I'm sure you got a few names on your car you want to thank. They backed you all season long here and made that car so super fast in both Legends and the mini stocks.
Yeah, the biggest shout out is going to be RKM Setup Shop for working with me week in and week out and just keeping me fast and keeping me on my toes all the time. And then 918 Designs for sponsoring the mini stock wrap. I know I got a few other design guys, but not on this car. It's all him that does it for me, and just you guys for putting on the series.
Well, it's been a great season. You put on some dominating performances throughout the entire season. There's no doubt who the champion should be this season, and you put a nice bow tie on it with about 3 races to go, and the last 2 races you asserted your position in the standings, showing why you should be the champion here, both in the Legend Series as well as tonight here in the mini stock. So Larson, I can't wait to see what goes on with the that 18 car here in the off season and coming into into season 7.
Hey, I'm gonna keep working. As soon as my elbow's healed up, I'll get back to the iRacing weekly series, and that'll help me out for next season. But hopefully, I can come back a little faster next season.
Well, you got a couple of weeks to heal back up there before the Tuesday night series kicks back off, and we look forward to seeing what happens then.
Oh yeah, hopefully, hope not much changes. So.
Hey Tom, one more thing. I'm trying to twist his arm to get into a Xfinity car, just so you know.
Well, there goes the series.
I don't really run those things, so we'll see. Maybe if he can twist my arm enough.
If I had a nickel every time I heard somebody say that, oh, I'm not good at this, and all of a sudden they dominate the race.
I don't run NASCAR. I'd have to buy about half of the tracks on the schedule, and I haven't driven anything NASCAR related in about 2 years, so we'll see. Maybe I can turn a few laps and convince myself.
Well, you know what? Get yourself a car, come on out, and at least come as a part-timer and put on a show.
Yeah, I probably will.
All right, well, Larson, congratulations on not only the Mini Stock Championship, but the Legends Championship. Can't wait to see what Season 7 brings for that number 18 car.
Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, Dean. Well, that puts a nice bow tie on Season 6 here for the Extreme Forces Racing League, both in the Legends series brought by Strange Brew Racing, here in the mini stocks with the Falcon Graphix. How do you want to close this season out, Dean?
Well, it was dominated by Larson all season long. We had our ups and downs, but overall, it was good racing. Definitely in the Legends. Minis put on a good show as well. Hopefully some more cars for next season, but overall, I would say that it was a successful season, and we can only grow from here.
Yeah, I will say that in the legend side of things, I've had an absolute blast this entire season. I regret missing those 2 races. I might have had more of a shot at holding you behind me in points if I didn't miss those 2 and had to take the last place points. But you know what? Missing 2 and still finishing 3rd in the standings, I can't complain. That is still a pretty solid season. You finishing 2nd, both of us behind that 18 car, like, that Legend season was very fun.
Oh, for sure. They're a fun car to handle. I mean, they're powerful little machines, and they're very durable. I don't know. I've learned that real quick, but they can put up with a lot of abuse. So
Absolutely. And then here on the mini stock side again, Larson Parker running away from the field pretty much every race. You, Hunter, McNitt, Moreau, you guys all kind of went back and forth, race in, race out. To kind of it seemed like any race, it really was a race for second, but it's still a race for second.
yep. No, Larson is he's a lethal weapon out there, and you know I've raced with Larson for many years, and like I said, I've always finished behind him, and to win that one race, I think it was the first race actually, maybe, to win against him once, that was like winning a championship to me. So
Oh, absolutely. And even tonight, I had a shot at getting around him. I actually got around him for a couple laps, but I almost had a shot to win that Legends race, and Larson just outclassed me on every level. So, he definitely earned both championships. And yeah, I can't wait to see what next season brings. So
yeah, it should be a lot of fun, and yeah, hopefully we can put on just as good as racing.
absolutely, I can't wait. And I just want to go here on record as saying, Dean, thank you for hosting the Extreme Forces Racing League, bringing me on board here. I've had an absolute blast since joining. Thanks for having me broadcast here. I didn't know exactly what was going on when I first started doing the broadcast, but I've been having a blast bringing these mini stocks out to YouTube for everyone to watch.
Well, you do a heck of a job, Tom, and I gotta say, Mick and me have been around for quite a few years here now, running the league, and when you can have a series of drivers that like to race competitive but also have a good time doing it, that's what makes it fun. Listening to everybody in the chat laugh and giggle, of course, you got people like Logan McNitt that brings out a damn train into the mini stock, so of course I have to give him a hard time, right?
Right, and we've talked about the rivalry that the two of you have had. It's been a fairly friendly rivalry. It was never anything overly serious, but you guys love trading paint, and you showed it tonight.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's all in fun, and unfortunately, if he does take on a different work schedule, he won't be racing with us next season, which is unfortunate. So it was fun while it lasted. Hopefully, it'll continue again, and yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Dean, once again for having us out here. It's been an honor broadcasting this season. I can't wait to see what Season 6 in the Dirt Street Stocks brings when I'm calling those races. I can't wait for the Legends. I don't remember having so much fun in a series in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, there's some big names coming, or that in the Dirt Street Stocks that they'll put a lot of people to shame, like myself, because I'm okay at them, but I definitely like to follow the lead pack on those ones.
Well, and I am kind of tempted to hop into one race there just to see how I fare against those names, but I'm not great shakes at dirt. I can make a couple laps look like I know what I'm doing, but then I can't hold it over the course of a race.
Yeah, no, we did run them before a couple seasons ago, and I think we ran about a 8 or 10 car field. But we ran a rookie series, I believe it was at the time. But now we've opened it up to anybody, so it'll be I better start practicing now, I think.
Might not be a bad idea. But yet, I think we will end the broadcast here tonight, Dean. It has been a pleasure. Thank you for joining me here in the booth. And thanks for putting on the Extreme Forces Racing League.
No problem. Thank you again, Tom. Thank you for everybody for tuning in and watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, that'll bring us to the end of our show tonight. I'm Tom Quiring. You just heard from our league owner, Dean Qualley. Thank you for joining us this season. Congratulations once again to Larson Parker for winning the championship and putting on one heck of a show this entire season. Thank you for joining, and let's hope you guys join us again next season.